E. Alright, lads. Who's ready for another night of absolute pain and misery for 2 hours, followed by disappointment? I know I am. It's not doing the thing. Hold on. Oh, we do have pop-up chat. Rad. Only this shit is exquisite. We got the pro gamer streaming setup coming up in like a sec. No caps up there. Okay. Bing bang bong. Well, I can't adjust the size of the pop-out chat. That's cringe. Oh well. Anyway, welcome back to another live stream, all 2 of you. So excited that you could all come tonight. This is like every piano recital ever. Tonight we have the Macintosh IIci, the highly anticipated recap stream that I had like 3 people bother me about, and now I'm finally doing it because the back-ordered caps that I ordered are actually here. It only took 2 orders in like a couple days, but like, you know, here you go. There's only 4 types of caps in this computer that need to be doing, so we're going to replace all of them, including the axial caps, because if I tested them correctly, they're also bad, according to the multimeter. We're about to find out very shortly. Also very sick is I finally found a website that sells this isopropyl alcohol shit, so recaps can actually be like official without me having to use like teeny tiny bits of the remaining alcohol I have from the United States. I think Aaron was, but isn't. I also have the most beautiful ghetto setup of the entire world. I'm using my swivel chair as a tripod with the webcam on it, because it's the only height and tilt adjustable fucking thing I have. When I put this on, it's tall enough, so I'm just using a folding chair from Costco. Anyway, what was I gonna get? Oh, I was gonna get the alcohol. No, not that alcohol. I'm talking about this alcohol. Yes, my CVS keepsake that I actually use. And of course, budget paper towels. With that in mind, it is time we take apart the IIci. Okay, oops. I'm just gonna move all this shit out of the way. I don't need it now, of course. I had to clear this desk off. The surface is still, you know, in process of being fixed, so yeah. I have to keep that in pieces. But anyway, so this is like back when, you know, Apple made Macs that were take-apartable. Still smells like absolute balls from the explosion that happened. Wow, that's a really strong smell. Fuck. Oh well, we'll get lung cancer together. Probably already have lung cancer. Oh well. Anyway, there's 1 Phillips screw right in here. The only screw in this entire thing. Yes, not possible. That would be correct. Where's Aiden? I know Aiden was somewhere. Maybe he's not into watching streams right now because he's gone, but that's kind of cringe that he's gone. So, I will not allow it. Aiden, you must. I already took the battery out of this thing, so just because it was a beautiful red Mac cell, everyone's favorite bombs. Ah, fuck. Hate Molex cables so much. The fucking worst unplug, especially the hard drive ones. And it's always the smaller ones that are the worst. And the floppy. Good enough. Oh, right. And then there's also like this bit. And then don't forget the light. Yoink. And here we have the drives, which I actually haven't tested yet. I'm gonna guess that they work. No, I don't know about this dude. It's a vintage Quantum. Very old-fashioned, very quantum-y. And if it's like any other Quantum, it's dead. Even though I've had quite some decent success with Quantums in the past, which is, you know, surprising, all things considered. Next up is the speaker, which is actually what keeps the logic board from folding out. If I remember correctly, there's a little tab. Oh yeah, there we go. Just pops out. Forgot to vacuum that. But That'll go on the floor. Now we have the logic board. I think there's this light thingy here that has to come out, or maybe that's after you start pushing. How do I do this again? I forget. Oh, I think you just, yeah, that's it. You just push it from like the ports and it comes out. I don't even remember why I bought this. I have a Quadra 700, which, you know, better system than this. This is literally what the Quadra 700 replaced. But I think maybe it was just with the display, which was a portrait display, which, you know, I already have, but, you know, I wanted two for reasons. I know there has to be something stopping this from moving. It's this light, isn't it? How do I remove that again? Sorry about the angle, it's really crap. Oh, sick, we have more people in here. Welcome. That's awesome. Scheisse. So, I don't... Maybe I have to... Bruh. Okay, hold on. I shall consult repair manual, because you know those exist too. Oops. Is that how you create tabs on this thing? No, that... Why is File Manager open? I said Command T. That opens tabs, right? No, Control T. That doesn't work either. Help. I don't know how to Mac. Okay, fuck it. What was I looking up again? Oh. Yeah. That's not my computer. Okay. You old Chrome, dick. Sorry, this is probably the most boring thing ever. That's that. Okay. Yes, remove logic board. That's how I get rid of it. What up, Vamp? I'm trying to fucking... That's it? It's just a picture of the logic board not in the computer. It doesn't say, oh, release this clip. Oh, pull it this way. No, it just has a picture of it just floating. Yeah, I know what that means. Thank you, Apple. Very nice of you. Anyway, I think I'm just going to do this the hard way and figure it out myself. Maybe Aaron knows. I don't. This is very fascinating, but not in a good way. I swear I'm just retarded. Where is this? I know there has to be like a special clip or just something. Damn, this thing's like maxed out. Every single RAM and ROM slot is filled up. Except for this, which I think is cache card, maybe, I don't know. I mean, cache is kind of useless to upgrade. What the hell is this? Yeah, that's what I'm doing, Aaron, but it doesn't do... Sorry, the camera is really bad. It's not actually a tripod, it's a chair, but... No, but Aaron, that's exactly what I'm doing. Bada bing, bada... Oops. It's already as far as it wants to go, and then I try pulling and nothing happens. Like, these little clips, like, indicate how far it's gone, or not even all the way through, and it's, like, pushed as far as I can put it. Extra annoying. Is there something blocking this from coming out? Not that I can see of. I swear to fucking God, this is like... I feel like a dumbass. Partially because I am. But... Come on. Come on. Come on, little quack. Whatever this thing is, a 2. Yeah. Come on, 2. Oh, you for fuck's sake. I'm getting like 6 different kinds of cancer just from breathing this thing in after the little pop it had. This blows. Yeah, watch. It's been how long? 15 minutes and I still haven't gone the board out. This should have been like a 2-second thing. But no, thanks. Has to be a 20-minute thing, like everything in my life. Oh yeah, let's make it not short and simple. Let's just make it as long and dragging as humanly possible. Like, if there is a God, he's just playing practical jokes on me every single minute of my life. And this is one of them. Like, it isn't even like harmful stuff, it's just really major noise. I'm just gonna keep pushing it until something happens. If it breaks, oh well. Maybe if I'm probably gonna break something. Maybe if I persuade it. No, it's gonna break something. Okay. How do I donate? It's not a thing, sorry. I don't take donations. Because I don't really need them. Like, what am I gonna do with donations? Like, fucking buy a tripod? No, that'd be the sensible thing to do. No, if I had donations, I would probably spend it on food. So... Okay, have fun. Feel like a dumbass. Okay. Jason's Macintosh Museum. Enlighten me. Enlighten me, Lord Jason from Australia. My Aussie boy. With your kind words of wisdom. Please post more. You're super chill. I want you back. This guy. Oh, right. I forgot. You can't see this. I'm gonna pirate your video on my stream. There's no audio. Is this computer have broken audio? What the fuck? I need his commentary. Found. This computer's very slow. Oh, it's on my Bluetooth. That's bullshit. They aren't even plugged in. They're across the room. And they're on. Okay. Ah, fuck. And now I can hear myself. Shit. Okay. There's like hella delay. I apologize for that. Yeah, that's a fantastic question, Vamp. I don't know how this ended up in your subscriptions either. It gets better. Normally my production quality is very good and I know what I'm doing, but this time I don't. I'm gonna let you watch Jason for a couple seconds while I... Shit! Fuck!
To release, so what I want to do is get my foot down underneath the power supply and I can feel the end of the clip, and if I push it forward, that releases the power supply, and then you can carefully just ratchet. Just release that, and then you can carefully wiggle the power supply up. Just rock it side to side, and the power supply comes straight out.
Fuck!
Now what we'll do next is remove these two new
That sucks.
Here. Just grab on the tab
This
at the back.
camera isn't working anymore.
If we want to release them, that's one. That's a Nubus Ethernet card. And then this card here is a Nubus video card. That's out.
Hold on, my webcam stopped. Sorry.
Next is
The
hard disk. Now the hard disk sits in a metal tray, which is secured by 2 spring clips.
Shut up, Jason. I think we got the point. Okay. Yeah, I tripped and the webcam came unplugged and now it doesn't want to work. Presumably because I unplugged it and now... Hold on, sorry, I apologize greatly. Let me fix this. What did I fucking hit my knee on? I don't know. Oop. That's fucking annoying. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Okay. Sorry, I was lost. I just had to check something. My apologies, lads. I'm so sorry for getting sidetracked and then tripping. I shall finally get to this. Oh my god, get to the point.
You can see it.
Maybe you're a little too thorough. You've been talking about screw for 12. Oh my god, this. You talked about this part for like 10 minutes. Do not worry, Duke. Do not fear, Duke. Duke, you've literally missed absolutely nothing. I have just all you missed is me tripping and me getting frustrated at this logic board that won't fucking work. You aren't even at the good part yet. Have no fears.
Secured.
Fuck. Fuck.
Release them and then pull them back.
I don't have the buttons. The buttons are gone.
And at this point,
yeah, my knee is now severely dead.
Motherboard out.
Oh my god, Jason, you recap computers like a fucking moron. You're using through-hole capacitors on a surface mount board. That sucks.
And once you've done that, you can then lift up on the front.
Yo, no way, it's that easy? I refuse to believe it's that easy. Fuck you, Jason. Fuck you, Apple. Am I really just fucking stupid? That's not how it works. It doesn't go up. There's no up in these lines. I will absolutely break something if I force this more. It doesn't... Is like something getting caught on it? No. Yeah, what the fuck? Well, it's kind of coming up. I just have to really force it, which I don't think you're supposed to do, but apparently that's how it's... Fuck, finally. Jesus Christ. Ah, shit. Wow, that was harder than it should have been. It smells like shit in there. I'm gonna spray that down a little. Just let it sit. There, I can actually waste that now. Anyway, after only 2 years of disassembly, I finally got the boy out. Now let's dive deeper. And first, I'm going to turn on my lamp that actually works now, because I finally bought a light bulb. Fucking sick. I can actually see shit now. Okay, maybe you can't as well, but let me just move this closer. That's as close as it'll go. Ah, perfect. This is such a pro setup. Okay, so, let me give you a quick, to the uninformed, let me give you a quick rundown on what we're actually going to do. So, vintage Mac, right? Stupid little thingies called capacitors. They basically do, like, power and stuff. So, essentially what's happening with these ones specifically is they're leaking and pissing all over my logic board, which is preventing the which is making the computer brain dead. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fix the problems these things started, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna replace them with newer, more improved things that aren't stupid. But unlike the superior Quadra 700, this problem's always bound to happen. So yeah, let's get on with this. First of all, I have a maybe not in there. Okay, first of all. That is a very quality cat. My cats don't sleep in the bathtub, probably because they don't know it exists. Okay, first thing we're going to do is I have a box of brand new toothbrushes. Now these toothbrushes, what we're going to use to clean the logic board. These were 95 cents at your local grocery store. So, toothbrush time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spray the boy, especially where the caps are. I mean, the whole thing needs to be cleaned, but we're going to clean this. Get that nice and cleaned up. Dust is the worst. I don't know why I'm making this tutorially. I know all of you probably know how to do this. You have a good understanding of what's going on here. But this is the uninformed, no people who know how to do this. There's some over here. Should probably just do this whole board at some point. Maybe I'll run in the dishwasher wouldn't be such a bad thing. I think there's 4 different kinds of caps, and in total there's like 13 or 15, something like that. Yeah, 16 caps. Okay. Some more over here, and they're all sort of in clusters right next to super important parts, which is really convenient for when they decide to leak and piss everywhere. So, pretty sure there's no power in this board. It hasn't been on for weeks. I don't even think it came on. So, but we can start to see on the toothbrush it's getting kind of yucky, which is a good thing for us, not for the toothbrush, but CPU right there. So interesting how tiny they are on this thing, but they're fucking massive on like the, is that, no, that's not the CPU, is it? This is the CPU, I think. Yes, I don't know what that is. Maybe that's, no. No, what I was saying is interesting how the SE, for example, which came out like a couple of years earlier, has like the humongous 6800 that takes up like three times more space than this thing. It's really funny. Those things are whack, but also pretty good. Anyway, what's nice is that this thing doesn't seem to have caused too much damage. While yes, debatable actually, but it looks pretty good, all things considered. I'm actually going to open up the stream and make a little window just so I can... Oh, God, the latency is really poor. Oh, well. Yeah, you do, Aaron. Get that kit. You might want to get this done at some point. I'm getting it done now. Tomorrow is like the first official day of school, and I can't wait to kill myself. That's all the caps. I don't think I'm going to bother with the rest of this board. Enlighten me, great Bruce. What must I do next? No, I already covered all the caps. Yeah, that's all of them. Okay. What I'm going to start off with doing is... How am I supposed to pull up the window box? You know what I don't... There's a lot of little things I don't like about macOS. Like, if I have 2 Chrome windows open, and one is in front of the other, how do I access the other without moving the entire window back? Because with Windows, you just hover your cursor right over the Chrome icon, and then it gives you the 2 windows right above that, and then you can choose it. But with Mac, it doesn't let you do that, which is dumb, so... I guess I'll do that. Oh, fuck you, Mac. Fuck you, Apple. Fuck you, Steve. Okay. So, what we're gonna start with now is my favorite part, the, we're gonna do the, hot air part, which is radical, so, oh right, I almost forgot. So some of these caps are right next to like important components, for example, the power button, and the power button's made of plastic, And there's also this one over here by the audio jack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Bruce special called Razor Blades and Springs. No, that is not a kink. This is actually a pretty effective way at protecting like the plastic portion. So what you basically do here, you got your razor blade, got your spring. Spring is for support, razor blade is for razoring. Also protection, but like, for example, like if you have plastic bit here, razor blade, cap. Because I use hot air to take these off, which, 100 million times easier than the traditional gay way. So, you put one there, and then you put another one like over here. You can have multiple of these. I do, of course. So there's like a plastic piece there I want to protect. That's probably good. I hope. Yeah, because hot air gets hot, if you didn't know. That's why it's called hot air. You lack a hot air gun. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Hot air guns are kind of, I would say they're a pretty essential part of the recapping experience. I'm going to put the air to doesn't have to be too hot, just like enough to melt the solder, so I'm going to do like 200. 200, air can be like at half, so you don't really want it spilling into other things. It doesn't need to be like a fucking tsunami of air. Just in case, I'm going to cover this boy up. That's like kind of important. It's not like it's the board's only source of power or anything. So I'm going to move this up a bit. Damn, I haven't done a proper recap in forever. I did the Mac TV, but I don't count that because it still doesn't work. It's dumb. So okay, perfect. Okay, I'm going to start. Yoink. Cool feature I learned about this hot air station is that what it likes to do is you can have like a little switch here that changes auto and manual, and what this does is when I put the thingy back, it'll automatically turn it off once it detects it's on there. If I want it on again, I just take it off and it'll turn on again. Or you can change the manual and be lame, but that's a pretty sweet feature I never knew existed until just a few weeks ago, and I use it all the time now. Tweezers, here they are. Shit's small, boys. It's like operating on Aiden's cock. It's like really small, so I gotta get tweezers out. Alright, I forgot flux. I need that. Flux helps. Bumpy bong. Bong. Bear with me. Wonder if I can get a rig? My hair dryer. Yes, make it a death dryer. Burns the scalp. That would be a good monitor. You should do that, and then you should heavily brand it as a joke. That'd be funny. I'm gonna just start with the surface mounts, and then I'll do the axials later. Because axials suck to take off, especially with old crunchy solder. I'll get to those in a bit. Okay. Bong bong. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. Heat for me, baby. Heat me, baby, one more time. Oops, I did it again. It's not hot enough. That needs to be at 300. Okay. I don't know if this thing's in degrees or Celsius, but I'll find out at some point in my life. It is now smoking. I don't know, I'm gonna open the window. That'd be probably a smart thing to do. So, don't trip over this fucking cable again. Oh, there's bugs. Oh, I'm gonna turn the fan on. Okay. Sorry. I keep getting distracted. Everyone's probably bored and gone, but I'm still doing this anyway. Might as well stream the experience because I don't stream enough. But maybe that's for the best. Um. This fan is too. I'm gonna do it at 350. Fuck all of you. And higher. And a bit higher in the blowing. Not 350, not 360. I'm a man of great impatience. I might regret this. She's still on. Don't blow up, don't blow up, don't blow up. Perfect. That's boy one. He's a smoker. Smoking for 30 years. Probably has lung cancer. That's boy two. The boys. I should really invest in a fume. Oh, fuck you. Blew up. But like after the fact. I should probably invest in a fume extractor, but that costs money. Like, you know, it is kind of my long-term health or money. I think I choose money. Remember, kids, choose money over all. That's all life has taught me. Alrighty, kids. That would be the first set of, like, caps gone. There's, like, one here, but it needs, like, the shield of Bruce. So I'm going to... Is there a smaller shield of Bruce I can use? No, I literally have two. No, I have three. Okay. Oh, that one's kind of annoying. It's like everywhere at the end. This is such an annoying placement for a capacitor. What were you thinking, Apple? This is like fucking stupid. My power switch is gonna absolutely melt because of this. Fuck you anyway. Oh, and then of course flux. Can't forget. Oh, Apple, you silly goose. Fuck you. Fuck you and your eyebrows. Yes. Yeah, let's go. Fuck you, cat. Don't make my mat dirty. Okay. Next up, we have... Hi, I also adopted this blade / spring holder heat shielding technique. Works great. Learn from Bruce. Yes! Finally, a fellow Bruce shield user. Yours today for the price of whatever shields and whatever razors and springs use in your country. In the US, this was a very... Why did I take those off? Those are literally there to protect... Fuck me. Sorry. I'm gonna remove this one obnoxious cap right here. No, again, this method is very great. Would highly recommend to other repairers of technology. I'm gonna... Yeah. The boy. The boy. These white expansion card holders are super prone to melting. Don't ask how I know, but yeah, they require the most protection. They are the biggest snowflakes of the bunch, just like some of the kids at school. Love them. goes. Fuck you. Fan goes to max. I'm bored. Maximum overdrive. It's still going at like basically the same speed. This does not happen. She's a smoker. Fuck you, be gone. This is probably really boring. Oops. Okay. Very nice. Great success. Just one more cluster to do. Obviously the most obnoxious one. And then we good. And then we can do the fun part, cleaning. Just like in every... Ow! Fuck! I'm such a more... I put my hand right where it is super hot on the board. That's the dumbest thing ever. Like right in this area. Like I lifted it from that area. That's so fucking stupid. Anyway. Nearly there. Lads. Got just these 4 to do, and then we have to... Oh, right, I forgot. We also have to do the axials, of course, because they're stupid and need to be replaced as well. Okay. Cap shield here. That's perfect. Cap shield here. Perfect. Very nice. Great success. Gotta get me the flux. Bing, bang, bing, bong, ding, dong, bing, zong. You know, funny thing about this computer, when I bought it, I plugged it in, and it didn't work. It was like completely brain dead. And then moments after plugging it in, smoke started pouring out of it while it was like off. It wasn't even like trying to power on. It was just like in off mode. And it was you know, of course it's due to a reefer cap, and yeah, it died. I have a second power supply I can use for my Quadra, but the actual power supply for this thing we're not going to do today. Oh, thank you, Not Maple. It's a very kind of you. For my movie pirate to finish up. Finally, a man of class. Movie industry's too rich anyway, who gives a fuck? Unfortunately, due to my pirating, X-Actor is gonna have to buy the silver-plated toilet seat, not the gold one. Just because you were the one that pirated it. They won't be able to afford the nicer version of nice things they already have. Like fucking hell, everyone in Hollywood is fucking loaded. It doesn't matter if I pirate it or not. Like, yeah, I get it if you're like small and... Oops, that was a boy. Thank you for cooperating. I get it if you're like a small creator and you need the money and like it's you and people pirate it, that's shitty. But if you're like Hollywood or Walmart or Apple, I don't think it gives a shit. I don't think anyone gives a shit if they like steal your product or something. You make enough money as is. Or you can just be scummy like Facebook and steal people's data. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty nifty one, you know. I really hope there aren't going to be any like board level tracer pairs. While I can do them to a varying extent to a varying degree of skill, it's very obnoxious to do. Maybe skill based as well. Fuck, it sprays. She's a squirter. Do you know anyone by the name Holter or Roxy? I found your major for them. Had a major falling out, don't want to go into details. I know, I've heard the name Roxy. I think whatever their gender is now, they were dating another person. I don't know the gender of now either. And they both had a thing where they were together for like maybe a year and then they had a falling out. And then I know those two. I might be dead naming, apologies if I am, but I think they're the other one's previous name was Nick. Apologies if I'm dead naming And then the other one's name is Roxy. They work together, something. It's Discord e-couple drama. It's like the most boring, stupid shit ever. So like, but we're not here for e-couple shit. We're here to recap. That's what we're doing. With varying degrees of skill. I would say I'm like higher level amateur. Not pro, of course, but like I'm pretty good. I know my way around this shit pretty well. I have recapped many computers successfully. And we're about to find out if I do this one properly as well. These are also hot, so I'm going to use my thingy. Pirate is finished. Very nice. Stick around for a little while, or watch both at the same time. My friends kind of left, which is cool. By the way, Discord server link is in the description below if you're interested in joining the autism and contributing to stupid conversations, or just shit on other people in other servers, because it's fun to shit on people who aren't as good as doing what you're good at doing. I just realized I need the soldering tip for my next trick. Yes, so I'm gonna get like so I have this bag of tips, right, and I'm gonna open. No, that's my non-bezel one. I keep getting Discord notifications. Hush, please. Thank you, not Maple. I shall accept your request later. I'm sure my mom will highly appreciate your kind and generous donation. What was I'm looking for the chisel tip. Where did that go? Does anyone see like oh, is it on this? No, this is the big one. I don't want the big one. The big one's too big. This is gonna just damage everything. No, if you don't know what I'm doing, I'm just replacing the tip on the iron because it's this thing's too big. This is for like doo-doo TV repair and stuff. I need like a small one for this kind of shit. Because chiseled tips transfer heat better, which is really important on stuff like this. But I can't transfer heat back because more heat because there's more area for it to heat up as opposed to like a beveled tip. But I can't find the fucking chiseled tip anywhere. So if I have bigger chiseled tips, it doesn't work. M2 MacBook Air is weird. It is weird. How is the Pro Duke? Is it good? Is it fire? Is it overrated? Do let me know. I'm interested. It seems like a pretty good computer, but I would never consider owning one because it's like a little expensive, and also I don't need it. So, but it is a really nice computer. I will say that. It's a nice nugget. That is a fine boy. How the fuck are there mosquitoes in here? I have a screen. What the hell? Kind of. So this certainly won't do. Is it in here? Ah yes, the joys of being organized is in like the sheer fucking misery. Because you think you're organized and then you realize where the fuck's this, where the fuck's that, and then you can never find what you're looking for. It's a really nice thing, isn't it? That being said, I'm gonna give up and use something else. I'm going to use like at least something that has more area. This thingy will be fine enough. It looks like this. I don't know what this is called, but good enough. I'll use that. And if I do find my bevel tip, I will use that instead. Yeah. Oh, I think I know where it is. Is it in here? No, it's not. Sure? No. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna do a quick tip switch on the boy. Bonk, bonk, ding bong. Are there gonna be any obnoxious ones on here where I'm gonna have to take out the slanted tip? Don't think so. No, we good. Perfect. Bang. Let that heat up. It'll take like not even a minute, but Okay, next up we're going to do these axial caps. There are 4 of them. 2 of them are the same, 2 of them are different. Actually, no, 3 of them are, I think, identical, and 1 of them's different. That's nice. Thanks, Apple. Yeah, okay. Sorry that was really boring. What model iMac is that? This is a 2008, because it's a, aluminum. 2006s were made out of plastic, which, it's not. I mean, I would say aluminum is just a little bit nicer, but, to each their own. Now I gotta figure out where the solder points are. Yeah. It'd be nice if you could just tell me. It's not like really old TVs where everything is labeled out. You just kind of have to figure it out and use your brain. Oh yeah, it's also labeled, so. Okay. And these 2. So beep, mop, bing, bong. I'm gonna turn the fan on again, and we're gonna get my tip out. Also need my solder and my solder wick. Soda. What we British call it soda? No, that's not. Yay. Did I miss anything in the chat? Alright, have fun with that. I'm not going to solder left-handed, that's retarded. I'm not Ned Flanders. Okay. Didn't miss this. Love the smell of cancer fumes in the morning. Really wish I had my chisel tip, but oh well. This will fare decently. Wow, this sucks with this tip. Oh well. Maybe I can light hack it. Stop. I'm gonna do the old deception and add solder to loosen her up like a girl at a bar, and then take her out again like a girl at a bar. I am full of inspiration tonight. Did that totally work? No. Ooh, I love axial caps. They're just like the worst in the world to remove. Like, you just have to be dicky today. Okay, that kind of works. Maybe my solder is just shitty. That's a high possibility too. That looks out. This is not a smell I miss. God, this must be really, really boring. There's literally no one watching this. Wow, that makes perfect sense. I wish I had more commentary, but I'm dead, and my clock's wrong. It's 10:30. We're almost an hour into this, and still moving caps. Which solder would work better? Cool. That's one side. I am not. That's stupid. I'm not gonna do that. Let's go. Let's go. That's class. Get rid of this shit. Antiquated bullcrap. I'm gonna keep doing that one method that works well. Welcome back, Vamp. For your brief absence, we took off all the cat surface mounts, and now we're just moving the axials, and then we get to clean, and then we get to add new cats, and then we get to see if it works. Actually, before we do, while cleaning, we also have to do necessary repairs. I'm gonna check all the traces, I'm gonna check traces and stuff. That's too much solder. This wick could use a shaving one sec. Cut the boy. I don't want to get on my new carpet. Cool. Is that a cat in a box? That's a beautiful emoji. Thank you for sharing. Ugh, God. Where's my... touch that ever. So don't touch soldering irons, kids, or you will be in a burning... You'll get the treat of your life. I should never mentor kids, nor be around kids ever. Kids are too fragile for me. God, kids must have the biggest egos. Like, you know, kids are always thinking about themselves. Like, kids never consider other people, because they literally do not have the capability, they literally lack the capability to show empathy or consideration for other people, because everything's at their point of view. They don't care what happens, they don't care how it happens, or who it happens, or why it happens. That's why kids do stuff like eating chicken nuggets, because, you know, chicken nuggets are made in disgusting way. Like, I am aware of the process of how chicken nuggets are made, but kids aren't. Which, you know, is kind of a problem if you're a kid, but thankfully I'm not a kid. This cap will be slightly bent. I have to fucking chop that book down. But anyway, as I was saying, kids can be... Like, what would that be? Kids are literally just narcissists. They only think of themselves. I mean, it is kind of crucial for survival. I have to eat or I will die, sort of thing. But at the same time, you also think, you know, other people also have to eat so that they don't starve and die. So, but then that kind of creates the complex of why, who, and how. That is another cap right there. I think. Yeah. Kids are special. Why was I talking about kids? Good question. I just did. These are the conversations you have with me as a person. They're not very important or informational. I'm just boring myself to death because no one's in the chat talking about anything juicy. So, actually, no one's in the chat at all, because probably I'm doing the most mundane, boring thing ever, even though I somehow find this interesting, which, you know, never even ceases to amaze me. But yet here we are. Oh, that's what I need. I just need more flux. These are coming off like a breeze, or maybe this cap is just being nicer because it wants to die. What else? I've been reading some good books lately. I'm actually, like, balls deep into The Godfather, which is, like, really good book. Would recommend. I have Kindle, and I've been using Kindle for a while. Actually, I only just started using a Kindle, like, this summer because I got really bored, and then I realized I kind of liked reading. Oh yeah, Coda's being retarded. Yeah, he's got like this crappy Apple CRT from the trash, and it's all rusted and the cable's chopped, like, typical recycling center stuff, only it's not treasure, it's just garbage. And he's like, ooh, it's being stupid, I don't know what this cable does. I'm like, what the. Why is this still in there? Why won't you just die? Bitch. Fuck you. Cool. That's the third axial of, I think, 2 more. 1 more. Awesome. I hate these things. They suck. These are like the worst parts to take out of any computer. I think those are it, yeah. So 2 more, and then we good. The annoying, monotonous part is over. No, wrong pen. It's that pen. Idiot. A little funky. Okay. 1 more to go. Here comes the end. Here comes the end. We wish we could give roles to that dude, but we can't because he's like, because Shimon, the guy who runs the server, gave us all the mod permissions except for like editing channels and giving and making roles, which is understandable, but like not a good thing for us. It's like Donald Trump. Like the things. No, actually, I can't think of a good analogy for that one. I will eventually. Oh, fuck you, stream. Well, that's just my iMac doing that. Yeah, I think so. The iMac's kind of cringe. I'm gonna add more flux to that just because. Flux is really a magical thing. It makes soldering so much better. I knew a guy on another server, like a year or 2 ago, and he said he doesn't use flux because it makes a mess. Which is understandable, but doesn't that make every job you do, like, so much worse? I feel like the payoffs of flux are far greater than the punishments you have to undergo when cleaning it. Because, like, cleaning is easy. You just use, like, a little Q-tip and some alcohol you buy at CVS for like $1 a bottle, but like having to do this, but what I'm doing now, but worse, just sounds dreadful. Why would you subject yourself to that? Oh my god, this is the worst. This fucking capacity. This is the last one. Come on, please, please cooperate for the love of God. Ah, you fucking thing. It's always the last one that has like that one leg. You're so close yet so far. It just decides to fuck you in the ass, you know? Have you guys been watching like any shows recently? Like, for example, I've been watching like Better Call Saul, which just ended today. Last episode. I was sick about that. Which is really sad because it's like one of the best shows I've ever watched on TV. I mean, I call it TV. I watched it on Netflix because we have it here, and it's the most convenient way of doing it. But like, it's kind of sad. It's a really good show. Now it's gone. It's dead. But you know, I'll live without the absolute perfection of Better Call Saul. It's really well written. Like, bravo. Probably some of the best character writing and story writing I've ever seen. Because it's not like there's any plot holes or anything in Better Call Saul. It all makes sense. Like, everything comes together. And for a prequel, that's really impressive. Because there's no plot holes. There's no random whatevers. The only comparison I can make is like Mike Ehrmantraut, the parking attendant / lethal enforcer. He has like a bunch of these scenes where he like talks to like a family member, and they're the most boring scenes ever because it's just family stuff. That's the only exception, but otherwise the rest of it is like really good. What We Do in the Shadows. That sounds like a good one. How is it? Actually, what is it about? I haven't heard too much about it, but that doesn't mean it isn't good. It just means I haven't heard of it. But it's good. Vampire sitcom kind of thing. Special. I've never been into vampire stuff, but I will put it on my watch later list later. Maybe. We'll see. Kind of annoying that most of the people I befriend at school are women, which is kind of sad because women's TV is different to like normal TV, because women's TV is kind of, because like, you know, of course there's like clearly gendered shows. Like there's some shows kind of designed for women, and there's some shows kind of designed for men. But the problem is that like, why am I cleaning this? Oh, I'll just clean underneath the couch. No, but the problem is that women's shows are kind of boring in contrast to men's shows, or like genderless shows. I would say Better Call Saul is like one of those genderless shows because, you know, they have really well written women characters and really well written men characters. Like everyone's really well written, and then the story's good. It's a show anyone can enjoy. Anyone of all ages, like, debatably all ages. But all genders, of course, even the obscure ones. It's an everyone show, but it also doesn't like, but it does it in like a really good way, not in like a political kind of like in a political kind of way, you know. So which is really refreshing. There's a lot of shit these days is like not great. It's kind of doo doo because of like gender politics and stuff. So yeah. Good to see that there's like some, and of course the one without the gender politics is one of the best shows ever, and everyone agrees. Like a globally approved show. Like all the negative reviews are just people who have no patience. Like, oh, the show moves too slowly, or it's just so boring at this part because they do. Well, that's the thing. There's always one thing I noticed about Better Call Saul, and like most of Vince Gilligan's work, for example, is that a lot of what you watch is building up to a greater thing. It's a bit like life. Like you're sort of working towards a greater meaning. Although unlike the show, life is something we can never find a greater meaning towards. But point is that all the stuff that happens in Better Call Saul has a meaning, and then eventually the meaning is paid off. The meaning is paid off for, as in like something great. Like there's a big thing that happens. Like anything that happens in the show happens through a process, and you go through the entire process, and then the payoff at the end is so much more rewarding. I also like sort of the mysterious aspect of that sort of writing, is in like you kind of wonder the entire, what's going to happen? What are they going to do? What kind of scheme are they going to pull off this time? And then you see it, and it's like, whoa, that's so smart and intricate and cool. That was really worth watching. And not even in a sarcastic way, but like in a good way. I don't know, in my opinion, it's super impressive. It's a super impressive show. Would watch again. But like it's kind of too fresh in my mind to rewatch. You should watch House. Never heard of House. Tell me about House. I think a lot of this is just gonna be a Better Call Saul, obnoxiously. I apologize. Did you get bored of your pirated movie? I assume. Came back. Has it been in your Chrome tabs and you forgot to turn off the sound? have to find out together after the stream latency catches up. I wonder, do cigarettes give you more cancer than this stuff, or is it about the same? If it's about the same, who gives a fuck? But I assume this gives more cancer than cigarettes. I am not going to breathe it, as much cancer as I've already gone through. Some of that has to be clean. I'm just getting the old solder off these pads, and then I'll clean it with a Q-tip again. No, this tip isn't awful for this kind of work. It's just good enough. Ugh. I like Nurse Jackie. That show was weird. That sounds like an absolute blast. Aaron has. I love how Aaron has like this sort of love for like those funny sitcoms, like those wacky sitcoms. Like Aaron's a wacky dude. Let's be real, but not in a bad way. In like a fun way, in like a chill way, which is nice. Because like some people in this world are too serious, and having not so serious people is what sort of prevents the too serious people from killing themselves. Because every once in a while it's nice to not be serious. As I was saying, toothbrush time. Remove all the flux and whatever other crap this motherboard contains, which is probably a lot of crap. Kind of wish I had one of those like surgical knives because those are very precise for stuff like these. Nurse Jackie's about a pill-popping nurse cheating on her husband with the hospital pharmacist. That is a very Jesus Christ. That's a plot. It's a show. How many episodes can you do with that? Is it like a comedy or a tragedy, or is it super serious? I would find it hard to take something like that super seriously, if I'm honest. 80. It's a sitcom-ish. Okay. Good to know. It depends on the sitcom. Some sitcoms are good, some sitcoms are kind of boring. Seinfeld, for example, very nice sitcom. Watch it with my dad because we're both eccentric and weird, and we like Jerry Seinfeld stuff. Seinfeld stuff is funny. We're also New Yorkers, which kind of explains that bit. So that was clean. I like to restore these to perfection, so it must be clean. This could use a little bit of a scrape. Perfect. I'm gonna scrub this a little more. I feel like some parts could use a little more wicking. Yeah, definitely. Some parts look a little crunchy. House is one hell of a show, though. I should probably take a look at it at some point. Unfortunately, I'm going to be going back to school as of like literally tomorrow, so I'm not going to have as much time to watch shows, which sucks. But well, kind of have to go to school. Not my decision, but oh well. We'll have to add flux to that one as well. Fuck. Just put the flux on the thing, and then bop. It's made solder balls. Fuck you, solder balls. Now I'm going to get rid of that again. Ah, yes, that's how you clean pads. Very nice. You just add solder on again with the dirty solder, and then you remove both solder, and then it comes off easily. Clean. Yeah, that's about it. Maybe there's like that one I can do over there. One day I want to invest in a better camera to do this, like a microscope camera. But those are expensive, and I don't make that I don't make money on YouTube, so it's kind of hard to incentivize buying nicer equipment. Like, yeah, it would make my videos but nicer to watch, which would therefore gain myself more viewership, which is kind of the investment part of it. But then again, I have better things to spend my money on, like broken old computers, as we can see. Hey, I'm having one hell of a time here. As boring as this may seem, I'm having the time of my life. Seriously, this is actually kind of fun. It's like, it's fun and satisfying doing this. Like, you know, taking things that you're interested in, fixing them, and then just having them. The just having them part is like kind of the problem. Is this my last year of high school? Nope, 2 more years including this one, then I'm done. If this was my last year, I'd be making a bigger deal about it, but it's not. So, alright, I'm gonna clean the rest of this. There's some like yucky parts. For 30 odd years, so this thing's been cleaned. What is that? What is on that pad? It's like kind of yucky. Don't want to scrape too hard and like break it, so. Okay, it's gone. Cool. Q-tips fix all of life's problems, even broken marriages. Want to know how I know? Flex Seal. Let me see. Boink. Now, unlike my last 2 schools, people here don't actually know I have a YouTube channel, which is kind of nice, because again, that brings in the aspect of what I like Discord so much for, is that online lives are completely separate from IRL lives, or like real lives, because nothing you do on the internet has like any real life repercussions whatsoever, which in a nutshell is really nice, because I can do anything I want on the internet and none of it will do anything in my real life. There will be no punishment, there will be no negative repercussions in any way. I mean, it's not like this could really be like held to a judge and convicted for being guilty or anything, but still, it's nice having that comfort. I'm going to check some of these pads now, just in case. Multimeter time, everyone's favorite. I hated high school so much. Well, how do you think I feel about high school? I talk about high school so highly all the time, as you can tell from my consistent complaining on everything that happens. 4 years left, literally just got into high school, also 14. Q. You got some ways to go. High school kind of blows, and then it kind of just gets numb after that. Anyway, multimeter time. We are going to test some of these thingies on other thingies, and then we're going to see if they work. That works. I'm just checking traces underneath the caps just to make sure they work. Don't know where that goes. Don't care. That looks bad. Is that good? Is that supposed to connect there? I'm confused. Maybe not. I'll check back on those later. That's good. That's good. And normally I don't do trace checks, but like recently I have, because like that's kind of a requirement for shit like this, because traces are like the #1 thing that goes wrong. You know, person I bought this from said, oh, it worked in storage, which, you know, it literally means nothing. It worked in storage because it's being stored for a long ass time and you never know how long. It worked when I put it back in storage. It worked when it was upgraded. Yeah, when was it upgraded? I mean, back in the day, computers were like upgraded almost every year because technology was changing so fast. But then again, nowadays, technology hasn't. So, for example, I'm using a fucking, how old is this computer? 2008. Something years old computer, and it's still working fine. and it does what I need it to, which is show schematics and browse the web and watch decent enough YouTube. So, you know, it works for me, and that's all I really use it for. So, you know, no reason buying a new one. But like, you know, back in the day, using a 10-year-old computer would have been absolutely obscene. So, yeah, glad it's not like that anymore, because like, shit changes. We've been at like 3, 4, and 5 gigahertz processors for fucking ever. Oh, that trace I just noticed looks super bad. That trace is black. That trace literally switched races. What the hell, man? How does a trace get that bad? I just that trace is like completely dark. I might have to bridge that whole fucking thing. It's not registering at all, but that might be because the pads are completely covered in whatever the hell this is supposed to be. Nice. Fan time. We're gonna get rid of that. Damn, that's some pretty extensive damage, if I'm honest. There's like this big trace, like right along here. You can't see it on the camera because it's kind of gone. So, the trace that is. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try removing some solder, and then so I could test it because it's kind of covered in this stuff. So, or at least eaten away. Did nothing. That might be a problem. I think a microscope would be nice. My eyesight isn't the best. Where does that go even? Yeah, that totally told me everything, thanks. I might just bridge it just in case, but I also kind of don't want to. If I don't have to, but there's not even a point to mount it to, because like it's gone. Maybe that just goes to the other side of the board. Interesting. Will it register now, maybe? It doesn't register. Does this register? How do I... Okay, those register. Are those supposed to register? I think so. That registers. That's an negative point. That registers. I think it's fine. I don't see I mean, it looks bad, but it doesn't look gone. I'm gonna guess it's fine. I'm sure that's fine. Those ones register. That area looks just as bad from something. Yeah. Okay, let's look over here. Now, that one's, we've already verified those two are good. I don't think this cap damage is that extensive. I think this is like, color classic levels of fine. I think it's already been established that a lot of my computers kind of have their own sort of kinks. Not like good kinks. Oh, my back hurts. This position sucks. It's hard to have good posture when you're literally crouching over to fix a computer. I think these traces are fine. Everyone's gonna laugh at me when I realize they aren't, but like, oh well. Fuck, sucks to suck. Alright, let's get to capping. Here we have some beautiful 10 microfarad at 16 volt caps. These are mega small, which will give us the challenge of soldering them to it. But I was able to solder some mega small caps onto my Macintosh Classic. So hopefully this will be the same. That's an axial. I'm going to start with the surface mounts because they're easier. That's right. Yeah, these ones I just bought. These ones are like more than I have. Okay, cool. These are the classic 47 microfarad at 16 volt. Pretty Gucci. I think we're gonna start with these because these are the easiest ones to do. Because it's just these ones and the smaller ones, and then we go back to the axials. So yeah, pretty straightforward. There's two types of surface mounts, two types of axial. There are three types of one axial, one type of one axial, and then there's two types of surface mounts, the big ones and the small ones. These are the big ones, so we're going to start with the big ones. We're going to need 8 of them. So I'm going to have some extras, which is nice. I can use them for my printer that I'm also fixing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I bought extra just in case. I'll be extra. Okay. Doink. Okay, so the thing about these guys, these surface mount tantalums, unlike radial electrolytic ones, which are the not radial, no, maybe radial, I don't know. But unlike standard electrolytic ones, the bands these little things have that are right up here are for the positive side, not the negative side. Now, the reason I know this is because I'm not a dumbass, but I do know that there are some people out there, Koth, Luke, who are and will do it wrong, which is kind of cringe, but you know, to each their own. Maybe it's a kink of his, you know those bronies are pretty kinky boys. So what I like to do in this method is I like to add the flux on, put the cap on, and then with a little bit of solder dabbed on the tip, I will dab it on the little legs, and then it should be good. What a lot of people will do, which is kind of a bad method, is put the pre-solder the pads, which is bad because if you heat one side and then heat the other side, it'll be tilted because one side would have cooled down before you did the other side. And it's impossible to do that unless you have some sort of magical two-dict, dual-dict fucking soldering iron, which I don't have. I'm not a fucking wizard, so, you know. Yeah, and also, of course, you need tweezers because these things are tiny and my fingers are fat. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure these are on. Okay, so the board actually labels this, which is very generous of them. So a little big, but not too big. As soon as I'm doing something cool, I immediately turn like really positive. Normally I'm really negative about everything. But this I'm not, as kind of a sucky job this is. Except I'm not being paid. I don't need to be paid. I'd do this for free. It's fun. Maybe being a lawyer would be cool, but like the law's cool. Being smart and like formally arguing with people is what I'd like to do. Because it's not like gross arguing where it's like your two sisters in the kitchen fighting over the last microwave pizza roll, but it's like arguing for justice. And you could be like an extra cool lawyer and like represent the underprivileged or whatever with your skills, and people like that. So, you know, understanding the law. I mean, that's kind of cool. Anyway, enough said. Ah, perfect. Leg 1. Leg 2, I think. So this might be slightly better than the chisel tip. It's kind of like, because you can get like that perfect like sort of contact that chisel tip doesn't offer, which I kind of like. It's kind of digging. Might use this tip again next time, probably because I won't find the chisel tip ever, because it's no tip. I'm not gonna buy a whole new set just for one tip. So yeah, slip on this. Alright, those ain't going nowhere. Perfection. I'm gonna have one more over here, and then I'm gonna move to a smaller boy. Actually, I'm gonna do all these big ones first. Just do all the big ones, and move to the smaller ones, and so on. These are all the right way? Yes. Bing bong. Now when doing this, you don't want to push on the cap itself, you just want to lightly graze it, and the solder and heat will do the rest. If you bonk it or touch it, it will move out of place and it won't be straight. And as much as I like gay people, gay caps are not a great thing. You want them to be very straight, like super straight, because that means a fine job, which means peak reliability, which means peak aesthetics. I also do this for the aesthetics. I like putting the best job into it as possible, because that means I can enjoy it nicer and I can feel better about myself that I did something good. Here are the other caps. I'm gonna use these. Yeah, it's almost 11 o'clock. These are really small, like uncomfortably small, but luckily the the pad length is just under the length of these capacitors, which is good. This tip might be way too big though, which could prove to be a problem, but we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna need 2 of these. Thank you, that's not impossible to move. Okay, cool. Not to permanently lose them. Okay. God, these are micro. This is tiny, teeny tiny. Make sure the legs are the right way around. Good thing the band that does the that does the polarity for you is humongous. I mean, humongous is an understatement on how small this thing is, but vintage computing. I'm just talking to myself now. No one's here. Just making this entertaining for me. Fuck all of you. Hey, that worked perfectly. That looks really good. I'm so happy with that. Oh, and there's one more here. That's the other one. Sick. Don't have to deal with this tiny bastards anymore. Super proud of this job so far. And then I won't be when it doesn't work, but we'll see. Perfect. Hey, Duke's still here. That's so nice. Thank you. Thank you for staying with me, Duke. You are a true friend. As I was saying, I actually wasn't saying anything. I was just sort of focusing. I did the 2 tiny caps perfectly. Literally no problems whatsoever. It's so fun being good at things. Like when you have the skills to do something that like a lot of people can't do, and then you can flex the skills. I mean, it's not really about the flexing. It's just the satisfaction of being able to do it yourself. Like, I don't have to send this board to someone just so I can pay $120 for their 2 hours of service. Like, what the fuck? That's like overpriced. I'd rather just do it myself. Damn, getting paid that much money for something like this must be nice. It's too bad I live in Switzerland, which has dumbass import laws where you have to pay outrageous amounts of money just to send things here, even if they're not even going to be in the country that long. Which is annoying, so it's like impossible to start like a recap business, which, you know, would be cool to do. I'd love to start a recap business, but like, if I'm honest, my skills aren't there yet, and also the Switzerland thing. If I'm in the US ever, if I ever live in the US again, maybe I'll do one there. This is like a side thing. It's not even about the money, it's just about the joy. I just charge people to make it seem more legit. No one's gonna send someone their board for the price of shipping just for them to fix it. That's kind of weird. That's making fun. That's making fun. Just when you have to do lots of trace repair or figure out what components to replace, you will regret it. That I agree with. That's the worst. Or maybe when you're like in the process of testing something that you think is done, and then it'll just like kill itself. That just happened to my Surface. It's literally the worst feeling ever. What's even a worse feeling is that I was actually legitimately planning on using it for school, but now I can't because it's broken, and I have to wait on parts from China to come, since nobody stocks them here because it's a now 8-year-old computer that nobody even bought initially. So yeah, oh well. Okay, that's a little wonky. I'm gonna adjust that. Oh, I just realized Aaron's here. I didn't even see him. Fuck. Sorry, Aaron. I'm just like distracted and bad at reading while I'm recapping. My lips be dry. It's time to make my lips dry. Hold on. Gotta apply some chapstick. This is the best brand of chapstick. You cannot convince me otherwise. This American shit they don't sell here, but there is this one pharmacy that just so happens to sell it here, so I'm blessed. The best chapstick I've ever used is this exact same brand, but the green apple flavor. Because it tastes like chapstick. I mean, it tastes like green apple. This one doesn't taste or smell bad. It's just the green apple one is a little better. I don't know why. It's like sort of fresh, but yummy and decent and good. It's a nice one. The board's all sticky because it's getting so hot for me. No, I'm just kidding. It's just sticky from the flux. This shit gets sticky as hell. Yes. Almost done. Just this and the axials, and then we're good. Good with the surface repair, which everyone says is really difficult, but I always find it's the through holes. I mean, yeah, through holes are more like simple. Like the idea, it's a more simple concept to do through hole capacitors, but like surface mounts are just so much easier. Through holes are just So much bullshit comes out of through-hole caps. I'm sorry. They're just absolute drama queens, those things. Sort of like Discord couples. As discussed earlier. Every couple I've seen on Discord has not lasted at all. I have like millions of examples, none of them being me. But as an observer of the case, you can always tell. That's a pretty sturdy boy. This is a fine job. I would pay $0 for this because like it's bad enough where I don't like it, but seeing that it's coming from me, I am very satisfied with it. This is an extra cap. I'll just keep that. Is that all of them? I'm just taking an extra cap out. Based off the guide and my eyesight, that looks pretty fire. Okay, so now we have to do the axial caps. I'm gonna start with these bigger ones, because why not? So I'm gonna need 3 of these. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, alright. So these ones go in various different places. Oops. If I remember correctly, capacitors are positioned, at least polarized capacitors are positioned in a way where you have these arrows, right, on the polarity, and this part's positive, and then it goes, the electricity flows into the negative. If I remember correctly, that's how caps work. And if not, I'm fucked, but I'm 99.9% sure that's how it's done. Anyway, I'm going to start with this one, because it's right here. If the hole's going to give me no bullshit, and of course it is. It's just super gross and grimy. Fuck you. I'm moron! There is another fucking... Damn it! There is another one. There's another, surface mount. I completely missed that. No wonder I have an extra cap. Dumbass. Okay. Dumbassing aside, this thing is basically coming to an end in a couple caps. Maybe 2/3 of the way there. Excluding this boy I just found. C9 is a 16 volt at 47 microfarads, so that's this one. Feels slightly smaller. Yeah, fuck it, we'll live with it. Yeah. Perfect, that's good. That's right, it's good. Okay, now we're done with those. Okay. So this through hole is gonna be stupid, so I'm gonna have to How is everyone doing this evening or afternoon or whatever time zone you're in? I'm doing alright, other than despite the looming fact that I'm going to be miserable for the next couple months of my life because, school exists. School is dreadful, and so are the people that go to school, myself included. I am dreadful to people, people are dreadful to me. Not intentionally, Now how could anyone like school? School is just It's like the most miserable thing I can come up with in my life. School. And yet it continues to exist in the same way it's existed for 6 million years. Fuck. I've had no energy the past week. Opposite can be said about me. I mean, no, I have no energy, but I also can't sleep. I've had consistent sleep problems for like the past 3 or so weeks of my life, and it's really sad, and I have to think it's because of my school anxiety, my preschool anxiety. But luckily, as soon as school starts, they will completely cease to exist, but instead will be replaced with excessive exhaustion. So that'll be fun. That'll be fun to go through again every year, day of my life. I could just do this the rest of my life. I'd be golden. This is like stuff like this is cool. Like fixing. Ah! Fuck! Shit. No, stuff like fixing isn't fun. I'm gonna go run that underwater. Be right back. Sorry about that. The iron lightly grazed my knuckle, and then I had to run it out under cold water. Luckily, it's only mildly charred. That being said, yes, Henry, I am still working on this. This isn't a process, it's an art form. That being said, I'm going to go back to burning myself. Hole that I'm trying to do is that one. The non-square one. If there's a microscope camera, this would be vastly more interesting, but I, again, don't have one. So, you know, I'm gonna have to suffer with this, lads. All we have now is conversation. We should just have a conversation segment on this, where we just talk about things, but it's fairly one way, because I'm the only one actually talking, and people are typing instead. I hate this. I think I'm just gonna like flux until I die. There's this one, because it's always that one annoying hole that just fucks up your night. That's what she said. That looks good. Look, it doesn't want to go in. Can you imagine if we put the caps in backwards? I mean, it's possible. It's just retarded because, you know, they're in the wrong way, and I wouldn't be able to put it back together properly, so there's that too. It's that hole, right? It's the one that's... God, this one hole, I swear, this happens every single time. That's on the positive side, so what if I just... Oh, it keeps bending. See, it's like... Plus is sitting on the top shelf collecting dust. You need to get a system saver. Huh. Well, that sounds like a fun time for the plus. Retirement. I think retirement is just like a storage closet and then death is e-waste. These old computers literally live infinite lives. Isn't like they will never die. Or maybe one day they'll just irreversibly die and then that'll be their death. As for the uninformed, we were talking about the concepts of death, how death is a natural part of life. Everything needs to die, and not dying would be super dissatisfying. Which, is true. But old computers can be immortal if you upkeep them enough, like I'm doing here. Like, every 30-ish years they need service, which isn't bad, all things considered. Humans, on the other hand, need a lot of services. You gotta feed them, and computers are just constant feeding. They're like, cables are like feeding tubes. Like, they need to always be connected to something, Oh my god, this is fucking killing me. Can I just cheat? Let me cheat. Yes, Henry, philosophy with me. I am taking philosophy this year. My philosophy class is going to be fire because good teacher and I have a couple friends in it, so that's going to be sick. Can't wait. It's like the only class I'm looking forward to. The rest of them are kind of gross and sad. I would feel bad about selling a hard drive too. I think it's a cool piece and you should keep it. But then again, same time, when it dies, which is inevitable, and there's a possibility you can't fix it, it'd be better if it was in Tim's hands than yours. I know that's a selfish way of viewing it, but kind of true. Tim, don't hate me. I love you, but you don't really ever talk, so there's that. I'm going to be quite the philosopher in a few weeks. Taking my philosophy course. Holy shit. Holy shit. I am going to kill you. I would like to gouge your eyes out very slowly. And play with your blood. That's why I tell my cats every time they complain for food. I think it's warranted. Holy fucking hawks. This is so stupid. Like, oh, fuck you. The meaning of life and death. I would be a great philosophy teacher. I love children, which is exactly what you want when you're a teacher, thankfully. But this hole is like, holy crap. This is why I really hate through-hole capacitors. Because surface mount, I'm already done with surface. I've done all my surface mount caps in the time it's taken me to do this through-hole. I am still doing this through-hole. What the fuck? Some people just have really whacked perspectives. Or they just haven't been doing this enough to know the pains and the absolute pain and misery it is to do through-hole capacitors. In like a second, I'm just going to pull out my giant tip just so I can shit on this thing. I just did that a second time and it wasn't major. Fuck you, I'm taking out my bigger tip. I hate you. Let me get my thingy. Do this very professionally. I'm pretty sure this isn't an iron where you can hot swap the tips, but I hot swap them anyway because safety 100, and also I don't feel like waiting for this to cool down. I'll put it in the fan just so it maybe cools down. I just use a pair of pliers and I just, do this. Bonk. Oops. That's not supposed to happen. Bonk, bonk. Big tip. Bonk. This big tip's very effective, but it's also really good at destroying everything in its path, which, delicate motherboards is not great, but like shit like TVs and old radios and stuff, where those things are built like McDonald's, where those things are built like toys, everything's huge, stuff like this is fine. You should see the kinds of soldering irons used on like automotive stuff. Those things are hilarious, humongous. Because everything in a car is humongous. These cars are humongous. Like this is microscopic compared to a car. I think it's and definitely more complex than a car. Anyway, back to on we go. Alright, I'm about to absolutely desecrate this hole. I will play with your blood. Well said, Aaron. Watch as this just does it like instantly. There's a bit more of like a risk factor here because this tip is also humongous, so it sort of like touches everything in its path. You suck. What is this? I hate this. This is this is the part of repair I hate. When it doesn't go to plan, when it doesn't do what you want it to, as kindly as you've asked. Please, for the love of God. Just like cooperate for 5 seconds. Came out of the hole just fine. Not sure why I can't go in the hole just as well. I just really hate this. This sucks. This is the worst. This is the worst. This is the worst. More flux. Use half my tube on this one hole. I am frustrated. This frustrates me. It's been 2 hours. Normally I'd like to be done by now, but fuck school. Am I even going to finish this tonight? That'd be super disappointing. I'm legitimately getting tired of this. To the point where I'm considering leaving. It's the worst. The part of repair that I hate has been exposed. Entertain me, chat. I am dying. Please. Send help. Send Bruce. This is... Oh, is this even... Oh, this isn't even pointed down. I'm such a dipshit. Dipshit of the night. Sorry. It's just this one hole. Fuck. Beautiful. Are those the Europeans, or are those the delusional Americans that were raised in poverty? Also known as the United fucking States. That place is like kind of poverty. French dude and Estonian dude. Oh, I want to go to New York. New York sounds nice. I've seen it all. You see it in all the tour videos and movies. It must be nice. No. Just no. Don't go to New York. You're a disgusting tourist. No one in New York wants you. Oh wait, that's super nationalistic. I'm turning Swiss. Oh, Grüezi Retrotechy, you're just in time. We've been on this one fucking we've been on this one hole for like 20 minutes for an axial cap, and it's like really frustrating. Fuck it. In this, you know what? I'm just gonna do a different one. Fuck you, axial cap. I'm just gonna do a different one. Fuck you. Where's a different one? Here. We're just gonna do a different one, and then let's see how well that works. Oh, what do you know? This hole isn't filled. I wonder. Wow, never seen that before. Fuck you, axial cap number whatever. Is this other hole gonna be fine? No, did they use like a different solder on the negative holes? Because they're all different and they're all shitty, and it sucked. Ugh, these legs bend too easily, but then again, they are just designed to be thrown out when they're used up. Let me just... Fuck! Just imagine the capacitors. Yes. Yeah, I can imagine using it right now. Yes, it's very imaginative. Oh, God, yeah. Oh, I can imagine myself already sitting at the desktop wondering what to do with it. Good times. I think in like half an hour, half an hour, I'm going to call it quits. That's at 12, because, school tomorrow, and I'd like to spend some time in my bed doing nothing. I want to flex on my mouse. Scheisse. Again, nothing happens in half an hour, I'm going to leave. Mamma mia, mamma mia. I'm fucking done. I don't want to do this anymore. I think I'm going to end for tonight. I have no patience and I'm tired. Fuck you, capacitors. Oh, God, that's dreadful. Truly. I'm kind of not... Fuck. Cool, so, if you're interested in seeing how this project ends, I would like to incline you to join the Discord server, link in the description below. I will be talking about this Dread and misery. Fucking 2CI has beaten me. Yes. Literally a minute after I say, okay, I'll finish in half an hour, because I'm kind of done with doing this. I'll do it tomorrow when I don't have to focus on fucking streams and stuff. So I'm also tired, and I have school tomorrow. So, you know, fuck school. School blows. Otherwise, I think that's going to have to do it for. I'd like to not send it to Bruce because he's in Australia, which is expensive, and then he's gonna charge me expensive big monies because he's kind of a professional and kind of does it for part of a living. I'm not sending this. I'm going to do this. It's literally just a solder hole. I will figure it out. Not Steve either. He's in the U.S. U.S. has tariffs because they're stupid. So. I am not going to do that. I'm going to fix it myself eventually, which will be tomorrow. But I'm probably not going to. I'm in Switzerland. It's called. It's the country that makes the European Union look like a bagel. Desoldering guns. Oh, maybe that might be a worthwhile investment. But I've heard they're kind of shit. But oh well. Or maybe my wick just needs to be better. Questions of the ages. Anyway, I will resume this tomorrow afternoon when I'm not in school, so yeah. Alrighty, lads. Appreciate those who could came out and watched for a bit and then didn't. Appreciate everyone for joining in, though. Very nice of you. I'm going to go take a nap. As in sleep for hopefully 6 hours if I can, and then dread my life at school. Hope you all have a good evening. Thank you so much for watching. If you are into this content, please do consider leaving a like and subscribing. Join the Discord server to see how it ends. I do not think I will be making a follow-up stream to this because that'd be kind of excessive. So yeah. All right. See you all later. Have a good evening and goodbye.